What is up, guys? DZ here. The other day in Zodiac, someone posted a really shitty Crystal Beast Phantom Knight deck list, and while I thought the list was pretty terrible, I thought the idea was at least intriguing. I threw it together, tested a couple games with it, and it's actually not terrible. I think if you want to play Crystal Beast right now, I don't know why you would, because the deck isn't that great. But if you want to play Crystal Beast right now, because you have way too many high rarity versions of them like me, then I guess this is the way to play it. So there's a lot of really cool interactions in this deck that I'll kind of talk about as we go along. Let's just get right into it so I can explain some things. So first off, we're playing 3 Sapphire Pegasus. This is pretty much the only good Crystal Beast monster. It's the only one you ever really want to draw. Sapphire Pegasus is just so cool, and it's beautiful. So we're playing 3. So I'm not a huge fan of Ruby Carbuncle. If you ever watch any of my other Crystal Beast deck profiles, you know that I don't really like this card. I usually only play 1 or 2. Usually, in a conventional Crystal Beast deck, it has like 0 synergy with anything. It's level 3, so you can't exceed with it. It's really, really terrible to draw, even more terrible than like the other Crystal Beast monsters. The only good thing about it is its effect, which is admittedly really good, but everything else is just really bad. No attack points, bad typing, bad level, whatever. However, we're playing 3 in this version because the Phantom Knights actually give us access to making good use of Carbuncle. Usually the only way to get rid of Carbuncle on your board was to summon 2 at the same time and then make a rank 3, which was pretty shitty at best. However, in this version, with the Phantom Knights, you can actually go into like good rank 3s with Carbuncle, which is really neat. So we're playing 3, and that seems to be fine. Moving on, we're playing 2 Topaz Tiger. Topaz Tiger is kind of like just all the Crystal Beasts. It's all right. It's not garbage. And then we're playing 1 Crystal Eagle. I think this is, or not Crystal Eagle, Cobalt Eagle. I think the first Cobalt Eagle is better than the third Topaz Tiger because Cobalt Eagle is a wind, so you can actually make Lightning Chidori with it. Back when Castel wasn't around, I used to play 2 or 3 Cobalt Eagle because like Lightning Chidori was just incredible, but now that Castel exists, I think it's probably just fine to just play the 1 Cobalt Eagle. But really, with both of these cards, you're not trying to attack with them, you're just trying to exceed with them. To the Phantom Knights, we're playing 3 Boots, that's pretty much the best one. 3 Gloves, and I'm just playing 2 Cloak. Cloak really is like the worst one to draw, so we're just playing the 2. I suppose you could bump it up to 3 if you really wanted to, but so far the 8 Phantom Knights seems to be working just fine. For the spells, there's quite a bit of them, so we're playing 3 Crystal Beacon. This is really powerful, and it's way less dead in this version because you actually play the 3 Carbuncle. 3 Crystal Promise. This card's pretty good, as always. For this version, we're actually playing 2 Crystal Blessing. So you can like mill the Crystal Beast with Dante's, and then actually just put him back with Crystal Blessing. If we weren't playing this card, the Dante mills would probably just be really bad, because like you would only mill like Phantom Knights, and then just like get rid of Crystal Beast monsters that you'd rather keep in deck. But I think 2 Crystal Blessing is a good option. I suppose you could play 1 Crystal Blessing and 1 Pot of Dichotomy, but I think 2 Crystal Blessing is probably just better. And then we're also playing 1 Crystal Abundance. Like, this card's really good right now. Much like Sky Scourge Neuralus, you can actually just activate this to get rid of pretty much anything, and it will just ignore all the effects of your opponent's cards. Like Cosmo cards don't get their effects when they're sent, they only get them when they're destroyed, including Cosmo Town, so this just gets around all of those, and it's just a stellar card. It's really bricky at more than 1, so I guess we're just playing the 1. We're also playing 1 Rare Value. Generally, I don't like this card, but in this deck, getting the draws is pretty helpful because you can actually draw into like Phantom Knight cards and stuff. And then, sadly, we're only playing 1 Rainbow Ruins. I love Rainbow Ruins, it's really cool, but in this version, it's just really not feasible. We're playing like real back row, so you're never going to get like the big 5 or the 4 effect even. So I think just playing the 1 is fine. It just isn't a Rainbow Ruins based deck, but it's still worth playing at 1. We're also playing 3 Ayers Rock Sunrise. You activate this to bring back any of your level 4 Crystal Beast monsters just to put stuff forward. I suppose you could play Instant Fusion in this slot, but I really like getting the Sapphire Pegasus effect. I think that's pretty cool. And then we're playing 1 Rhoda, which I feel is better than the 3rd Ancient Cloak, just because this can search Boots. And Boots is really the one that you want to draw. So I'd rather have 4 copies of Boots and 2 copies of Cloak, if that makes sense. And then just 2 copies of Twin Twister. Playing 3 back row isn't impossible for this deck, but it's not something you really want to do, so just playing the Twin Twister helps get through the back row. We're just playing 6 traps. I really wanted to fit in a 7th one, but it's whatever. So 3 Fogblade, obviously to search off the boots, and then 3 Strike. I really wanted to fit in a Warning, but I feel that Strike is just better right now, and it's less life point costs, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, moving on to the extra deck, we have 2 Breaksword. So the main thing with Breaksword in this deck is that you can pop your... so you can either pop a Rainbow Ruins when you have a Crystal Beast in your spell and trap card zone, so just get like a free Scrap Dragon effect, or you could like pop an on-field Crystal Beast to put it in your back row. That's pretty cool. Or you can just use the usual popping of itself to bring out like a rank 4. But it's just really cool in this deck, so that's why we're playing it. And then 2 Dante. I don't think you need 3. Maybe, like, you could probably get away with 3, and you could maybe get away with 3 Breaksword, but I think realistically you're not going to make that many in this deck because you have rank 4s that you can make. 2 Leviair. Like I said in my last Phantom Knight deck profile, you constantly are going into 2 Leviair if you're playing the deck correctly, so I think that you just have to play 2 in any Phantom Knight deck. 2 Dweller, because Cosmos Spaceships are just really lame. It's probably, like, honestly, I'm playing, like, the 2 Dweller in any deck that can, because, like, right now I'm pretty much only playing, like, rank 3 decks, so, like, I don't get to make Dwellers, so when I do get to make Dweller, I just make it all the time. 1 Castel, pretty good. I mean, it's basically just, like, a better version of Lightning Chidori, although we are playing the 1 Lightning Chidori. Lightning Chidori is still good because it can put your opponent into, like it can just take care of, like, set cards, which is really neat. Then you can, like, top deck dead draws, which is probably, like, the coolest use for Lightning Chidori, so we're playing the 1 copy still. 1 Exceed Rebellion Dragon, this is our only target for, like, Phantom Knights at level 4 after we Breaksword. I think it's the only useful one in this deck. I really like Key Beetle in general, but I think for this version, just playing this is fine. 1 Diamond Direwolf. When this card first came out, people thought Diamond Direwolf would really be good in Crystal Beast, because you can, like, pop a Pegasus on board, much like Breaksword. But realistically, with Diamond Direwolf, you'd rather just be popping, like, a Castel. Castel is probably using Castel to shuffle something back, and then making Diamond Dire to pop the Castel. It's really good, so that's how we're playing that. And then, I don't know where my Lightning is. I have way too many cards around my room, but we're just playing a Utopia and then a Utopia the Lightning. This is just my proxy for it, so I don't know where that is. My room is a mess. Anyway, so play Lightning because Lightning's cool. And then 1 Utopic feature. This card is really good in any rank 3 deck, and you can actually make it if you make, like, because you can make this with, like, rank 4s and stuff, so you can, if you make, like, a Castel and a Dweller, and, like, they don't have any materials, you can just make, like, a future for some reason. Doesn't come up very often, but it's at least neat. So anyway, that was my Crystal Beast Phantom Knight deck profile, and I'll catch you guys later.